Welcome to On the Chain. This is Jeff, and you can't believe it, but here back with co-host
Chip.
Chip.
What's up, everybody?
Up, man. It's good to see you back on here, alive and well, man. Today we're going to talk about the digital asset cryptocurrency space, Coinbase, in hot water with the SEC. Are they going to relist XRP? Many on Twitter are commenting on relisting XRP in the face of the SEC legal threats. There's a lot going on. There's an interesting tweet from John Deaton that we'll get to here in a little bit. There's some other commentary, percolating in the Twitter space about Coinbase and other Ripple XRP news. Not sure if it's accurate, not accurate, but there is a lot going on. Always a lot of good, positive stuff. And there's even a tweet in here, Chip, from Lionel saying that the SEC has it all wrong on Ripple and the Howey test. So I think we can get into that and a lot more. Man, if you're ready to kick this thing off, I'm ready.
Let's get the week started. Let's go.
Let's go.
Welcome to On the Chain.
Well, Jeff, I wanted to start off by making just a public service announcement here. But you guys noticed that we've kind of been a little bit absent. Jeff had some work things to do. I couldn't carry the show because I was battling COVID last week, and I am through on the other side. And thanks to Jeff for giving me a hookup and getting me to the doctor. I got the right meds. And as soon as I took them, it was like took the ivermectin, and it was like somebody flipped a switch, and I came back to life. So it was a rough week last week. I actually powered through. I did one show, I think it was either Monday or Tuesday last week, and I don't remember it. It was a blur. I don't know how it went, but anyway, I just want to say a big shout out to Jeff for the hookup and stuff. And some people did reach out and say, hey, everything cool? You good? Everything's good. And yeah, everything's good. I mean, I'm getting back to square one. It's great to be alive, man. It's great to be here. Miss doing the show, and it's a great way to kick it off. That's it. So I appreciate everybody's kind words that reached out and everything. But man, Chip is on the demon is getting crushed. So
Chip is back.
Back. I'm back, man. I'm back, Jeff. I'm back. So yeah.
Hey. Man, a big shout out to James Rule XRP and for the crypto family, the On the Chain crypto family that has come in here every day this week and helping to hold down the fort while you were out on the mend. So
yeah. Seems like
good
forever,
stuff.
man.
Yep. Man, it's been a while. It has been a while, and Crypto Fitter saying the boys are back.
The boys are back. It's never the same if just Jeff does it or I do it. It's a team thing, man. It's a team sport. We work best off each other. So it does feel great to get off the well, I've been laying around a lot, let's put it that way. We're laying around doing stuff, but do a lot of contemplating, Jeff. A lot of contemplating. And during this time I gave 0 F's about crypto. I could care less. Like the world could have melted down. I've been like, the only thing I cared about was just getting healthy. But yeah, thank you everybody. I really appreciate it.
Thought maybe you'd at least be thinking about Cardano and what's going on over there.
Yeah, I thought a little bit about Cardano for about a half a second today. I saw Charles Hoskins, and he was all in a car. I don't know what he was like. He had some big patch on. He was like he was all celebrating something. I don't know what's going on over there, but yeah, stuff, I don't know. Man. Yeah, so we'll jump into it, but let's why don't we jump into this tweet right here? This little puppy right here. Let's do this. This is something that Scott. What's up?
Pull it up.
Yeah, this is something that Scott Chamberlain put out. He's been doing some good thought leadership. He is an ex-attorney. We did throw one of his tweets up the other week. He says he's a former attorney, which that means he's a revised human being. He's working on a new way of life, So entrepreneurial fellow and at ANU College of Law, UBRI, and Lex Automatica project, which is cool. That UBRI is part of that Ripple. He says, if I'm not sure if Hinman is corrupt. I don't have a horse in that race, but the SEC conduct after Hinman's speech makes the whole thing so damn sketchy. fair warning, a rant follows. The key idea in Hinman's speech was that a token could be a security and then not be a security. So let's break that down, Jeff.
That's an interesting starting point. Yeah.
If that's the case, do a lot of projects start that way?
It's a definite possibility, which is also why Hester Pierce was talking about. What was that? What was the bill that she wanted to have proposed?
That was her fair notice.
Fair notice.
No, not fair notice. It was what the hell was it called? The
There was something about there's a little more
Safe Harbor 2.0. Yeah, she rolled out in April.
Yeah, so you have the Safe Harbor. There we go. Yeah, so
that's 3 years to decentralize.
Give it, 30 days to 3 years to figure things out. You know, those first 3 are critical.
Well, if we look at it, you could say any coin in the very beginning, if you look at the validator nodes, you could maybe make the argument that at the time XRP wasn't. But I mean, since 2015, 2016, blowing past that, today's XRP obviously is decentralized, right? Because obviously because of the consensus protocol, they don't own more than, I think it's like 8%. So they have no control over it. And they couldn't do anything. So then Scott goes on to say that an ICO token could cease being a security. And that's the whole idea of the safe harbor with, and, you know, I kind of have come around on the whole idea of Hester Pierce being maybe the only person inside the SEC who actually gets it, because I went and read that her safe harbor again. She introduced it in February of 2020, then she reintroduced it in April of 2021. And one of the cool, interesting things about it was it got zero sort of, and like she rolls it out, she puts that out as thought leadership, and Gary Gensler's too busy doing office hours, and being an internet star and telling everybody he went to MIT and saying there's there's such clarity, there's such immense clarity. And meanwhile, she's putting out real thought leadership, giving a project 3 years to fully decentralize, getting a team to work itself through. Yeah, there it is right there. Beautiful. And she did update it a little bit too. She talks right there first to enhance the token purchase protections.
Yeah, so this is good, man. You know, updated version. So here the safe harbor seeks to provide network developers with a 3-year grace period with which, under certain conditions, right, that's important, they can facilitate participation in the development of a functional or decentralized network exempted from the registration provisions of federal security laws. There you go. That's a good proposal, right?
It's a great proposal.
It also reflects constructive feedback provided by the crypto community, security lawyers, and members of the public. And there's been good engagement. Look at this. You know, I haven't heard Gary Gensler say anything like this. Look what she says here. I'm grateful for the thoughtful engagement and believe it demonstrates the need for regulatory clarity in this space, right? Thoughtful engagement from the community, security lawyers, members of the public. She's happy about it. Whereas you see the others, they just seem so exactly the opposite of happy, right?
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, and the whole idea of this proposal, it's a proposal that believes in entrepreneurship, that believes in the innovators, that believes in the people who are trying to change the world, instead of hamstringing them and cutting them down with all this you should have known and it was so clear and all this other garbage. So what's that one say?
No, this is good stuff. So there's 3 significant changes, right? First, to enhance token purchaser protections, the safe harbor proposal now requires semi-annual updates to the plan of development disclosure and block explorer. And then second, in response to concerns about lack of clarity about what happens after at the end of the 3-year grace period, the safe harbor proposal now includes an exit report requirement that would include either an analysis by outside counsel explaining why the network is decentralized or functional, or an announcement that the tokens will be registered under the Securities Exchange Act of 1934. And third, the exit report requirement provides guidance on what outside counsel's analysis should address when explaining why the network is decentralized. So, you know, here it says the the guidance is not a bright line test, but rather attempts to strike a balance between between providing a manageable number of useful guideposts and maintaining sufficient flexibility for the facts and circumstances of each network to be considered in the analysis. So this was in April. This is just as the new chairman was coming in. But look what it says here. Now, and this was again April, as the new chairman is coming into the SEC with a new agenda, is the perfect time for the commission to consider afresh how our rules can be modified to accommodate this new technology in a responsible manner. How do you like that, Chip? I mean, that to me is the icing.
Somebody who gets it, man. I mean, it's so spot on. And when she says, new chairman coming in with a new agenda, meanwhile, ignored this significant thought leadership piece and saying, you know what, we could adopt this at the SEC. We certainly could adopt this. And basically what you're doing is, the clarity here is, look, you get time, you're checking in, and you're either at the end of it, you're going to be able to show that the network's decentralized, or you're going to register it as a security, right? That's the only two really modus operandi you can actually go down. And looking at it from that perspective, I've really kind of come full circle on Hester Pierce, that she really is the only person. And if they really wanted to put the right person in there, it should have been her all along. She's the only one that really, and she'll tell you in interviews, she's stated it recently, that she's not necessarily somebody who, gets all the intricacies of the blockchain, but she doesn't have to. She understands enough. Meanwhile, you got a ditto head like Nutjob over there, Gary Gensler, who putting on makeup for his clown face. That's exactly right, for his 20 seconds when he's going to go make a stupid video. But think about it. I mean, Hester Pierce put the thought leadership in there, and he's running around saying, because one of the things that we covered, that I did cover last week, was the whole idea of when Gensler had said that, it's clear that it's based on the investment contract. It's based on the output of other people. You're betting on them. There was nothing that never went down with Ripple. People didn't go ahead and buy XRP with some sort of a promise that there would be an increase in price. There's no investment contract implied or stated. So this whole thing, the way they're stretching all this to try to go after Ripple, and then you got Hinman being disingenuous with, oh, these were my my personal opinions and blah blah blah. But let's just jump through that. So Chamberlain basically says the key idea in Hinman's speech was that a token could be a security, and then it could not be a security. An ICO token could cease being a security. This idea then found its way into the SEC guidance. Remember, everyone wondering what sufficiently decentralized meant. And then John Deaton jumped in and said, when Hinman was asked under oath at his deposition whether we would agree that the key idea of his speech was exactly this, he wouldn't concede the point and stated it was too narrow of a reading of his speech. Utterly and truly intellectually dishonest, right, Jeff? I mean, this is BS. I said brutally dishonest, but that about sums up the entire SEC past and present at this point. And then Deaton said after the speech, CNBC, and this is Joe Lubin, who we watched a little bit of video on, and many others consistently discussed the speech's central theme of the sufficient decentralization, how a token could start out as a security, but later no longer be a security. How do you not at least concede that point?
That's good. And it really traps, even with, the safe harbor. It does get confusing. It starts off as, if it can start off as a security or it starts off as a non-security, there's no clarity in the space. And that's what Hester Pierce was saying. This just is one more, proof positive that we need some clarity. And we don't want, overzealousness of regulation.
Right.
We don't want the SEC to punish, everything that's going on in this space. We need clarity. And right now, it's just obvious that there isn't, even though Gensler has said multiple times that there is. And it's crazy because I feel like we're just a broken record. Kind of it's just stuck in that groove over and over and over again, because every time we take the step forward, they fall back into the same mantra, and the discussion keeps, it's also stuck a little bit, and people keep bringing, these points up. I think we're making progress though every time we move forward, because it's the SEC that's really truthfully, stuck in this news. That's the key.
Yeah, exactly. So let's jump into this other thing, Jeff, because I got to be honest with you, I'm a little doubtful this next piece. I mean, sometimes we have to cover the things that are out there, but I'm a little bit doubtful of it. And this is Coinbase to use XRP for, this is the way that, now let's just read the way the article is written and let's kind of break it down and let's analyze it. But it says Coinbase to use Ripple's XRP for remittance. Now it's dated September 11th, which is yesterday, right? Correct. And, I was looking through this. I also saw this at a couple other places, but it says there's no doubt there's been rumors of Coinbase, Relist, and Ripple's XRP, but now something else is in the crosshairs of the XRP community. Coinbase has a new page out. It's not a new page. The page has been up for a long time. I remember seeing this page maybe a year or two ago. But again, this is like speculation of the author. It says where it seems users will be able to send money to other Coinbase accounts using XRP or USDC. Fees apply if money is sent to a non-Coinbase account. They state the service is fast and free for all Coinbase users. So they basically take this page right here, that this has been up for a long time. I remember looking at this. We might have
looked it up on the way back machine. The Coinbase XRP page has been there since 2019. So
yeah, it's been up for
years. Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember when it came out. This is nothing new, right? But it just to show you how the speculation goes. I mean, the way this is written right here, to use XR for remittance services, right? It sounds like there's a lot that's read into here. And I remember when this came out, people were looking at it because it said XRP on there. Chances are they never updated the page. It's probably just still sitting out there. I mean, it's coinbase.com/international. Yep. Fast and free. And then what they're getting at is right here where it says, you can sending it using XRP or USDC. And obviously, so what? There's zero fee for sending to other Coinbase users, nominal on-chain network fee. And whether they're using obviously XRP or not, it doesn't really matter. Probably just using the interoperability of it because, depending on how you're going to send money, right? If you're sending, and again, to a Coinbase account, they don't really get into the whole idea. It says, by using cryptocurrencies that are optimized for cross-border transmission, you can send and receive money virtually, instantly, by sending those cryptocurrencies and having the recipient convert them into the local currency. And so, yeah, it would make sense that they were using that. But now, writing this the way the article is written, you would think that, oh, yeah, Coinbase just ventured into something brand new. And like I said, I remember seeing the page up. We verified it's been up since 2019. And and here's what spurned the whole thing. It's just somebody put a tweet out there and said, "Hey, trying to discover if this was published in Coinbase. If you ever saw it in the past, and if you did, how long has it been there?" Well, since 2019. Thank you for that. Who was that threw that? You threw that up there. To give credit.
Hodl. Hodl
the Hodl. Yeah, thank you for that. So. But this is what happens when you look through. There's so many of these articles that are out there, and you do have to vet them. People, it comes off as there's there's no clarity, so they make up their own rules. Yeah, but just someone called Enigma the Apostle, right? This website doesn't make any sense. States and assumes that XRP trading on Coinbase, but XRP trading is halted. So the funny part about it doesn't make sense because it was up there when XRP was listed there. That's why someone like this doesn't know how to use the Wayback Machine, can't look up the actual first origin of seeing the page there, right? And that's why it doesn't make any sense, and then it doesn't publish. But again, here's a whole article, just on somebody's question, and then a lot of speculation that came along with it. And then there's some other rumors out there too, where people were starting to see XRP show up on Coinbase Pro. Somebody claimed they saw it there for a moment, like a nanosecond, or they're preparing to put it up. So a lot of it's just speculation versus when they relist it, you'll know about it, you know?
Right.
So
Is right. Check this out. Check this out. 2013
what's that one?
Coinbase.
Oh wow, that's ugly looking, man.
Welcome to the future of money. This is 2013.
Wow.
This is 8 years ago, right? Here they get that
Yikes.
snapshot.
Yikes.
Look, you request a money from Brian Armstrong, pending. You receive money from Paul Graham. Look at that, 2012, man. Look at transactions, add to withdraw. But look what it is. It's what is Bitcoin, right? We're talking about 2013. What else did they have? Think about how far ahead these guys were thinking. Look at instant payments.
And they just went public, man. You got to give them some credit, man. Credit where credit's due. It's does he have the gonads? Does he have the wherewithal to go out and fight for it? Or is he going to sit back and say, well, whatever the SEC says? Because there's Aave is out there, and what are they doing? They basically are doing the same thing, a very similar thing that Coinbase wants to do, and they're being unaffected. Why? Why are we picking winners and losers? Why is that? Why is the SEC tasked with the, all these enforcement actions? It's ridiculous.
It's amazing, dude. This is amazing. 2013.
It's ridiculous. Well, this right here, you see where it says, this guy says, this blue bar on my Coinbase app for XRP just popped up. Doesn't show another non-trading crypto. I feel like something's coming. So there's been a lot of speculation on both of these. Like, but again, that's why you have to read through these articles. You got to kind of vet them a little bit, because if you don't, Jeff, man, almost any weird thing can happen, and will happen. But that's why, I was very skeptical of the story, but they're using it for remittance. And a lot of these, I would say probably like 99% of the articles we see are all freelance writers. They write for this pub, that pub, grab a few tweets, throw it through the package together, submit it, gets picked up by one of these, they're trying to fill space. And unfortunately, sometimes it just, it comes off as kind of weird. Jeff, I wanted to throw this up there because I was watching TV this weekend and I saw this, and this kind of made me laugh a little bit. But let me throw this up here.
Hello. Hey, Allison. I love what you did with this place. And by the way, the hardwood floors look incredible.
Not real wood.
Really?
No.
Are you kidding me?
No. They're XRP vinyl planks from Southwind, and they look so real. Like, feel them, the knots, the texture.
Are you kidding me?
And they're waterproof.
Wow. They still look real.
I know. Gotcha.
XRP waterproof floors now on sale. Southwind.
XRP waterproof floors. If it all goes south, Jeff, that remittance thing doesn't work out. They got the XRP water. I did a double take. I was like, what? XRP waterproof floors. I saw this and I was just like, this is the craziest thing I've seen, man. This is nutty and pathetic and ridiculous all at the same time. And
hey, there's just since you're putting up funny things like that, Carpet King, hang on before I put it up there, make sure I get it. So Carpet King, he's on here. I believe he's over in Australia. I'm not sure. I believe that's where he tunes in from, right? But he found this this cool ad. We're gonna have to clip it a little bit later, but I've got to put it up here. Hang on a second. Kind of as a funny venue to share. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right.
Gary?
No, Gary, no! No, Gary, no! No, Gary!
You like
Gary.
No, Gary, no.
So Jeff, I wanted to just I wanted to throw the So I tweeted this out yesterday. I think it was yesterday. I don't know, but I wanted to just show you some of the comments people left on it. And there's a couple funny ones here. But here was the tweet: XRP waterproof floors. What the hell? And then so someone put this one out there, Jeff. Knock knock. Anyone home? Jeff, Chip. You guys didn't kidnapped, right? Everyone's like, where you guys have been, man? You know, it's like getting kidnapped, right? And probably a good idea to branch out. The remittances don't work out. Pretty sure this is how porn starts. Baby, I'm gonna totally rip up your carpet.
My God.
So Crypto Ginger chimed in with that, and yet even more utility, Jeff. You see, more utility.
XRP's got all sorts of utility
On the floor, man. And then whoa, and then Oscar said we're all gonna need them when it happens.
Oh my God.
But wait, there's more. Soon to be resilient into nasty messes left behind by the SEC. Success is your ability to question what's taught. That's great. That's a phenomenal comment right there. And then that old in crypto says you gotta love that floor, XRP.
Right. XRP floor.
So there you go.
You know where the XRP floor is? It's about $1. We don't know where the ceiling is.
Wah, 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 wah.
All right. Hey, Rob XRP. Thank you for your awesome work as usual. Thank you, Rob XRP, for your
Thank you, brother.
comments and support as usual.
Yeah, I really appreciate that, guys. And thanks for all you guys have been saying a lot of kind words. I guys appreciate you looking out. It's always good.
Can I transport the XRP floor on the ledger?
Oh, you got good luck on that one, man. I mean, I don't know how that's going to work out, but I was just like, out of all of the names you could come up with, the flooring, and she's like, yeah, feel it, man. It feels real. It's got real knots in it and everything. You know, it's like it's got the grain in there. He's like, oh, a guy. She's like, gotcha. So I don't know where I got that, and almost even the logo itself, the XRP, is kind of all they needed was that two upside down U's forming that X, and I would have been like, what the hell, dude?
Hang on, let me. I got to get through this real quick. There's one more thing that the Carpet King shared with us, and so this was actually from Eamon. What does that say? What is his last name here? Mufla. He put up this video, and I think it's interesting because this was obviously a little while. I believe this was recorded probably before he was with the SEC, probably around the time he was on personal business. But let's see. But this is interesting. Look at this face, first of all, right? He's at the Peterson Institute for MIT for
some
something.
more dopes.
Yeah, but here let's
P is a cryptocurrency, and the head of the SEC, Gary Gensler, literally right now, I'm going to play you this video.
Now this wasn't current, obviously.
Yeah, of course not.
Video, but still, here we go.
And he says that Ripple XRP is a currency. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. It's a 5-10 second video.
Okay, let's not get too crazy. It's 5 or 10 seconds.
Yeah, we got it.
Okay.
So don't click away. Watch.
No, we're cool, dude. We're good.
Don't click away. All right.
No, we're not going to. We're good.
Watch this.
Oh, we're gonna watch it right now.
55% or so in
Watch.
that slide, but Ethereum is quite big.
Okay.
A currency called Ripple that you might hear
Look.
in the banking
See that?
sector is probably third, if I remember.
Because
He literally said
Called Ripple that you.
he said a currency called Ripple.
that crazy.
Yeah. Well,
I like to dig back through, but he referenced it as a currency. He did reference it as a currency. So
there was another video of him saying something very similar, just sitting at a panel thing where he talked about Ripple was developing a cross-border solution with using a currency. So listen, they're all in the know. He's playing coy and being a moron. So,
yeah, see, Mr. Grimsey said, "Boom! There you go. That's all you got to say." Then Reggie's saying he said we had clarity, or deception, or lying,
or something along those lines, or semi sort of we had some sort of an understanding. I mean, what a nut job.
Did you know that he taught at MIT?
I've been told that, Jeff.
Jackie has another theory on it. She thinks that maybe he was a janitor at MIT.
He might have been the janitor there because he didn't seem to. It's like go out there, demonstrate. Everything there is to know about cryptocurrency, everything you could possibly know, right? And then what? And then where do you go from there, Jeff? So
Exactly.
you say like, oh, we know everything, and so it's just look, I get he has to carry the water, right? He's got to be the guy he's going to be the one telling you exactly that you know that it's clear, and really they don't need a lot of clarity because they're prosecuting a case right now. If he came off as like, well, we don't know, I mean, I don't really know. I mean, your guess is as good as mine. I mean, I just got here. You know what I mean? If he says stuff like that, people are like, well, that doesn't sound very good. Everyone's kind of like looking around like that. Is this the chair saying this stuff?
Right.
You're like, who's this? This is the chair, the dopey chair. I mean, this is Gary the Gensler.
Hang on a second. Let me see if let me see if I can dial him up here. Hang on.
Gary!
Which is great, Jeff, because I love when you summon him, because then I have to summon him in an official video to the screen here, because I want you to see just how pathetic this is right here. Watch. It's so, and we talk about this too. When you touch your nose, like you rub your nose like that before you say something, it just goes to show you that you're going to say something you don't even believe. It's just body language. Watch.
There's a handful of people at the center of these XYZ project or ABC project. I'm not going to use names. There's usually a handful of
XRP project. Oh, I mean, I'm sorry. Did I say that? I said XYZ project. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Watch the nose rub again. You see that? There it is. Look at that.
There it is.
That dirty nose rub. You see that dirty nose rub? The schnoz.
Unless
you see
his nose is running.
the fraginage. You see the snazzy fraginage rub?
It could be
There
that
he
his
goes.
nose is running. You don't know.
Liar.
of these XYZ project or ABC project. I'm not going to use names. There's usually a handful of entrepreneurs and technologists that in effect the investor is hoping those people do well. So that means anticipation of profits on the efforts of others.
Anticipation of profits on the efforts of others. He's trying to jam that into the Howey test. There's anticipation of profits based on the efforts of others. Okay, yeah, the investment contract part of that. Now watch what he says here.
I think it's kind of just like reasonably clear. I would say very clear.
Now it's very clear, right? So these so-called entrepreneurs that create a project, everybody's hoping they do well because it's based on their efforts. There's going to be an anticipation of project. Well, a lot has to transpire along the way, and he's trying to just roll it up in a really unique ball, and that's bull crap, Jeff. What are your thoughts on this?
Right.
On this saying?
I agree with that idea. I'm just wondering one thing as I'm watching this, trying to figure it out. When you're on a Zoom call, right? Does your Zoom call say Zoom in the bottom right-hand corner? Are you constantly marketing Zoom? Or is it only do that when you're using the free version of Zoom?
Are you saying he's a cheap bastard?
No, I mean, he works for the SEC.
That's right. He's on the dole.
Using the free version, or when you register for it, did they forget to go through the settings and remove the Zoom branding? So as they run around, they're marketing Zoom as he's talking on behalf of the SEC. Is there something wrong with that? I've seen this multiple times now where you see these government people with their videos and it says Zoom in the bottom right-hand corner. I'm like, are they trying to tell us something? Is this a kickback to Zoom in some way, shape?
You're right. It always, I mean, because, we obviously, you and I use Zoom during meetings and stuff. I never see there's a big Zoom in the corner. You ever seen that?
No, there isn't.
Yeah, I was say because
but
I don't understand what's wrong with these people.
Now it tells me one of two things. It's either number one, they're using the free version, and why? Number two, it's a setting, and I'll have to go open up Zoom and find out. It's a setting, and their technology people don't know how to turn it off. Both
Well,
of them are bad. Both
just
are
'cause-
bad.
Just because he went to MIT, Jeff, let's not spot him all kinds of points over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
you could be saying like, well, I mean, you know, he went to MIT, so he doesn't know how to turn the Zoom thing off in the
He
corner.
didn't go to Zoom software, MIT. Avi is saying Zoom is not a security. That's why.
Well,
He's
it's
all
not
excited.
well, it is a Chinese entity, and you know, we don't use it for anything mission critical in our company, and it's not secure. Yeah, I can't imagine any government entity wanting to use wanting to use Zoom when it's highly compromised. They said they have all these. Zoom isn't paying them an ether.
Zoom's-
Yeah, paying them an ether. You know why, Jeff? Because it's not a security. That's why. That's what I've been
That's
told.
right.
I've been told. Been told it's
Oh,
not a
good.
security. It's and that's not just my personal opinion. It's just from what I see on a decentralized network, Jeff.
Chrissy is saying it's brought to you by Zoom.
Brought to you by Zoom.
This SEC talk on behalf of the chairman of the SEC is brought to you by Zoom.
What does that say right there? Let's see. Oh, it said Michael O2 said Gary had a line before his pod started. The SEC is a doomsday. Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Bring that one up.
Let's see. I don't know.
Yeah, I got it right there.
That was the one right there. Yeah, the SEC is a doomsday machine wiping out crypto companies and investors alike. Yeah, it really is. It's an enforcement tool. It's like, and that's what he kind of said. I mean, he came out and he's like, we're the enforcer, we're the cop on the street. But we really just, you know, Americans working hard for their money, Jeff, and all they're trying to do is put a little nut away for the winter, and hopefully, you know, and we're here to protect you, except for they weren't, and they weren't protecting investors, and they still aren't protecting investors. But
so hey, you know what? Gary Gensler's new mafia name is Gary the Nose.
Gary the Nose.
Gary the Nose. Gary the Nose. That's gonna refer to him from now on. Gary the Nose.
It all around, man. Gary the Nose. I like that a lot. I like it a lot. That's a good one.
Jim D, flip a coin on Ether being Ether a security or not. Heads, SEC wins. Tails, we lose.
Well, I don't think ETH's a security, but playing by the same rules, I see XRP is completely decentralized. I mean, it takes about maybe like a 2-minute oral argument. Let me explain to you and take you through explain why it's decentralized and why Ripple has nothing to do with it. But when you're in meetings, you're calling the Ripple currency. Well, then it tells me you don't have a good understanding of the difference between the company Ripple and XRP, dude.
That's right. And Reggie comes in here. Remember Rex and Effects? All I want to do is a zoom,
and a boom, 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 and a shake. Yeah, that was awesome, man. Like Rex and Effects. Wow, dude, that's a blast from the past. Reg, going old school.
Right now, that would be great. Oh my God,
that's all funny. I want to do. That's so funny. That is some funny stuff. Jeff, I wanted to play this video.
Dude. Oh, someone's got to create that. That'd be awesome. Gary dancing to that song.
Can you imagine that? Oh God, that would be some funny stuff right there, man. I wanted to play a couple things. You know, I know this got a little bit of viral this past week. Look, you know, everything melted down. You know, some days you wake up, you see green days. You're like, oh, my portfolio is doing well. And sometimes you wake up and, you know, like Bitcoin drops like 8 or 10%. And of course, everything is like, you know, everything plays off of Bitcoin. But Crypto BitLord put this together, and you know, I think it freaked a few people out there. But you know, he kind of woke up and lost a couple $100,000, and this is how he reacted to it.
Completely fucking lost it, mate. I tell you what, I said if I ever get liquidated, I'm just gonna burn the fucking house down. And guess what? Tonight's the night, boys. Tonight's the fucking night. Yeah, that's it. When you're losing 350k, what more can you do? Yeah.
What more can you do, Jeff?
What more can you do, right?
If you lose 350k, what more can you do? He's dousing himself, and I'm thinking, is this for real, dude? Is this for real?
Another what more can you do? Fuck this. Honestly, this house is gone. This house is fucking gone. We'll just start here. That's it. See how we go. Oh, this shit fucking work or not? Oh, fuck. That's it, boys. We're gonna get this party started. Oh, start with the couches. Fuck it, I've lost so much fucking money. Fuck it.
So Jeff, sometimes I don't recommend doing that. Keep your wits about you, man. Could be burning down your house. You know what I mean? It's like, I know you could be upset. It's a little discouraging. But that was like, dude, that was like some severe stuff. I was like, holy. I was like, he's like,
I mean, so what? I mean, the house he lives in is worth more than 350. So you lose 350, and he's probably gonna lose the house. But
if you lose $350,000, the thing about it is that just wait a little bit. Coming back, not gonna lose it forever. I mean, then there was this video here. I wanted to play this, Jeff, because these two knuckleheads, man, they're two dinglings. They're two peas in a pod.
The top crypto comedian.
Crypto comedian, yeah. Yeah, he is, man.
Safe Moon investor.
Safe Moon. He is Safe Moon. By the way, Safe Moon got a new seat. Yeah. By the way, Safe Moon got a new CTO. The other one left. And I'm like, well, maybe instead of getting a new CTO, maybe they should not worry about putting out a new wallet, or maybe about putting out this or that, or hey, we have a decentralized app, we have this and that. How about a use case, huh? I mean, there's enough Safe Moonies out there. They ought to just, how about if you introduce a use case of some kind that it can do something.
There you go, Nas Todd. And that's why we don't over leverage, kids.
That's exactly right. That's exactly why we don't over leverage. But I wanted to put this ding-a-ling on here because I have very low expectations. Well, I always do, but it's somebody in the crypto space, but I really just don't care for the smugness all the time. But I wanted to play this because this is their take on this, and I want you to listen in on this, Jeff. Here you go.
I don't think that the arrival of the chief executive from California.
So what they're talking about here is the Coinbase thing, right? And this is Laura Shin of the Laura Shin podcast. She tells us she's a journalist and the host of Unconfirmed. Okay. And that's what she does. And she chased XRP and Brad and wanted him on the show, and she whined like a little schoolgirl because she didn't get him. And anyway, I don't usually agree with 99% of what she says, but here are these two nut jobs.
I think that the arrival of the chief executive from California, the first cryptocurrency company, frankly.
Hang on a second. I want you to take a look at Liv Livni's title right there. She's the Dealbook Business and Policy Advisor for the New York Times. Okay. Any other questions, Jeff? I can't think of one, but here, let's listen in.
Some of the language in his thread showed, some of the language in Armstrong's thread showed a sense of entitlement about what the government might owe that I don't know if it's shared by all Americans. I don't know that all Americans feel that the cryptocurrency industry is owed or deserves anything in particular. Should they be treated fairly? Sure. But I found it unseemly. Right. I'm sorry to say.
Brian's tweet storm, you mean?
Yes, but I'm in Washington, D.C. So it's hard for me. So obviously I love, you know what I mean? I'm awed by government, but I think that there are two views, and I don't think it's necessarily problematic for the SEC to take a step and say, at this time, we are not necessarily engaging in this way.
Well, this is because she knows nothing about what she's talking about. And this is why she works for the New York Times, because they never know what they're talking about over there at the New York Times. They're some of the dumbest humans on the planet.
She's a reporter for the New York Times. And Brucey says, I love the government. And then she goes, I'm in DC, so I'm awed by the government.
And she thinks she's felt entitlement. Jeff, you broke that tweet storm down. There's no one. Where was the entitlement? I didn't hear any entitlement.
Zero entitlement in anything that he said, other than, you're not providing any clarity. And you can't just come and say, if you don't do this, we're filing a lawsuit. All right, well, why? Why is it why if they're paying interest on held asset, just like every other, throughout history, why is that interest all of a sudden a security? Nothing from the SEC, just completely silent, and for her to come out and say that nonsense. Someone here said she looks like she's from the 60s, or she looks like he's saying she looks like a hippie back in the 60s and 70s, so if you fast forward that to today, but really terminology of the 1990s, she's a hippie reject.
Here you go. That's exactly what she is right there. So she's a nut job is what she is. But anyway, the two of them, I really had to play it because it was so. And whoever put that up, I love the government. Because I'm in Washington and I love the government. And it came off as entitled because the SEC, do people, and then she said, do people in crypto feel entitled? Do they feel entitled? No, listen, you're not in crypto, honey. Okay. So back off, you crypto hippie reject. You don't know anything about crypto. You don't know anything about anything. So I don't know what you're talking about. You're just a complete nutter. So I wanted to pull this up because I thought that Stuart Otterati was just spot on here, man, with his comment he had here. He said, he was playing off of Garlinghouse's tweet here where he said the SEC's continued warfare on crypto continues to play out. In December 2020, I'd said that we'd been having discussions with the SEC for nearly 3 years, Jeff, about XRP, and yet we're never met with any clarity. Sound familiar? And then so Stewart's take was, we're told to engage with the SEC in good faith. Now that's it, in good faith. And what do we get? Enforcement actions or threats with them, but no clarity. Their preferred method of strong arm intimidation and inconsistently applying unclear rules hurts consumers and markets in the end. And then we get this. Some UK, Singapore, Japan, etc., they've got clear frameworks for innovation to flourish with consumer market protection, others with sandboxes for safe collaboration between innovators and regulators. I could even see the safe harbor playing in there. And how did the US end up with a secret regulatory inquisitions? That's a brilliant statement. How did they end up with secret regulatory inquisitions? 3 years talking to them off and on. John Deaton made a good point in a tweet, I think it was yesterday, I believe, where he said that look at it this way, Ripple went to the SEC when they were going and acquiring that stake in MoneyGram, and they said, we are going to give them XRP. They are going to sell it on the secondary market, and that is how they are going to generate the money. You guys got any problems with that? Nothing. Nothing. They said nothing about it. This is 2-3 years ago. So Jeff, the whole thing is just, it's gotten to be just absolutely a little too nutty.
I got to reference back to this because this is what I tore down when I was going through the 20-line tweet rant from Brian Armstrong. But I first started with this article that was in Bloomberg, and it talked about SEC enforcement warning sends message to the entire industry. So do people feel entitled? Did Brian's tweets sound entitled when the SEC comes out with an enforcement warning, not a regulatory clarity outreach, but an enforcement warning? All he did was say sketchy behavior. The SEC is exerting, but one of the things I talked about on Wednesday, Chip, was terminology here. So here in this article, right, you have the regulator wants to go to and they want to tame the market, right? Because Gary Gensler referred to it as the wild, wild west of finance. And so he has to tame it. And so the SEC sends a warning. Again, they didn't try to reach out to Brian and say, hey, let's try to work together towards regulatory clarity or try to find some safe harbor act. But with Gensler, it says here, it goes further that the regulator will aggressively use its powers to thwart products it's uncomfortable with. So this is like everything in a nutshell, Chip. I wish you were here on Wednesday when I tore that down, but look at the words that they use, right? That he's going to aggressively use powers to thwart products.
Come on.
So he's aggressive. He wants to tame the market. right? And he's issuing a warning and he wants to enforce them. And then the worst part about all of this is that it underlines that they're uncomfortable with. So the pinnacle, right? You get to the top of all of what they're talking about, and it's an emotion, right? They want to do all of this because they're uncomfortable with it, not because it doesn't meet whatever criteria, not because of anything other than they're uncomfortable with it. Makes no sense, Chip. And
No, it
these
makes-
New York or this other one over there, they're all part of the same irrelevance.
Yeah, you're
What do
right.
you say?
You're absolutely right. It's all cut from the same sort of cloth, same sort of irrelevance. I wanted to put this up here, this video. This was the one about where Lino was going to explain his thoughts about the Howey test here. Let's throw that up there. There we go.
I'm gonna try
There
this
he
video again because the hissing sound. Look, Ripple versus SEC or vice versa. Look, quickly, ODL is software, yeah? Ripple sells software to companies, and those companies will decide if they're going to use XRP, yeah? So they're the main pushers of XRP, and they're the ones that create corridors. ODL is like Coinbase wallet, Kraken wallet, Sun wallet, where you can move money around, yeah? So what the hell are the SEC doing trying to fit ODL or Ripple into the Howey test case? Makes no sense. It's software. Yeah. The main pushers are the financial institutions and the other projects that are using XRP. Just get your head clear around this, because you seem to be a bunch of arse hats at the moment. You've wasted 8 months. No, 9 months now coming. It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous, but you know what's not ridiculous? The attorneys at the working for Ripple. You want to know why? Because they know the SEC inside out. You want to know what they're going to do? They're going to destroy Gary Gensler. Gary Gensler is going to have his legs. He's going to curl up in a little bit of a ball because of the missteps they've made. He wants to be chief enforcer. Guess what, chief enforcer? This is going down on your watch, and you're going to lose. You know why? Because you're an asshat. I think that's what Lionel called him.
He's an asshat. He's definitely an asshat.
No, but Lionel's making some good points here. It's like, look, they make software, but Gary's like, I think it's very obvious. It's basically they're hoping that these entrepreneurs do well, and it's based on what did he say? Basically trying to roll it into an investment contract. Well, first of all, whether their software works, doesn't work, works, how does that have the market go up or down? And if Gensler knows anything about how the market works and how the market cap works and what raises, I wish it was that easy where they just go like, oh, they hit it. How many times has Ripple introduced a brand new partner and then XRP drops? There is no correlation. Meanwhile, Gensler should know better. I mean, I would think he knows a little bit more about how the market works. It has nothing to do with that. So how is it going to be on how Ripple does? So I'm saying it's a corny argument. But the best part about it is you take a shot with your silly attorneys, and then guess what? The attorneys that I'm going to bank on? People like Mary Jo White, people like Solomon, both spent time there. Solomon spent time in the enforcement action. They know what they're doing. And they've just out-negotiated them on everything, and they've just shown up the SEC to just show. And that's why people are like, oh, we want a settlement. I don't want a settlement. I want them slammed to the ground. I want their head banged on the ground. I want them to tap out mercifully.
Lose.
Yeah,
they need to
that's
lose.
it. They need to lose. They need to get it in the fields, Jeff. That's exactly what they need. They need it.
I'll tell you what, to your point, which is very succinct here, but this article comes up in fortune.com. Crypto prepares for war with the SEC. This was on Thursday, right? So, look at this. It's amazing, right? The Biden administration had just taken office early this year with Paul Grunwald, Coinbase's chief legal officer, said on Fortune that he was cautiously optimistic about any future crypto regulation in the US. He added, first and foremost, what we'd like to see are clear rules for the industry so that regardless of whether or not we agree with the rule, we understand how to comply with it. And you know what? This has been the exact same. This is Coinbase chief legal officer. You know, they want to understand the rules of engagement. You know, and so,
Jeff.
Man, and it's just, you know, you dig into this thing and you realize that this is hitting, you know, more and more mass mainstream media attention in publication, and there's just it's mind-boggling. It really is, man. But yet the whole crypto space still is building, still growing because it's global.
Now Tuesday is going to be a fun night because Tuesday Gensler is speaking before the Senate House Banking Committee. Okay, so two bright spots we can look for there is Cynthia Lummis, who obviously understands crypto, and potentially the ranking member on the Republican side, which is Pat Toomey, who has asked some pretty intelligent questions. But I hope that they really get to sort of mesh word, you know, post some really good questions. I don't know. I would probably expect more of the fairness side coming from the Dems, but I want to see something more about like, hey, what exactly are you guys enforcing if, for example, cryptocurrency is not a security, at least in the general sense, right? There are opportunities where it could be, and I want to hammer them because I know Tony interviewed the guy from the CFTC the other day, and I didn't get a chance. I mean, I was just kind of down on on the men there, so I wasn't really watching a lot of stuff. But again, he was the one that came out and said, "Hey, don't oversteer. You have nothing to do with this. It's not a security. We'll take it from here." You know, and that's sort of more or less where it is. But
man, I want to see who wrote that song. That song got 99 problems. But you remember? Shoot, I can't remember.
I got 99 problems, but
yeah. So I want to see
Garlinghouse.
Put a B in one of them. I want to see Garlinghouse and Brian
G
Armstrong.
One of them.
See them make a song. Yeah, I got 99 problems, but Gary ain't one of them.
But a G ain't one of them. That's right. I would like to see that. Yeah. Wasn't that Puffy or no?
I can't remember
P.
who.
Diddy. 99 problems. That was P. Diddy, I think. No.
No, I don't know.
Let's see. 99 problems.
So I searched it. Here it says Jay-Z, but I don't think he was around back then.
Yeah, it's Jay-Z. It was Jay-Z. Okay, that's close.
Around back then?
Yeah, of course. Jay-Z's been around a while. Forever, dude.
That was like way back.
That was Jay-Z.
That was Jay-Z? Man, I guess so.
Yeah, man. Well, Jeff, you know. Back. Yeah, so we'll have to see how that, you know, while that pans out. Well, obviously we'll have some good clips for that on Tuesday night, but you know, hey, it's the start of a brand new week. I'm just excited to be back. I'm excited to be with the living again. It's a great thing, man. You know, you always count your blessings, and you know, family's been great, and man, it's just it's good to be coming out on the other side of this thing. So anyway. So you guys all be safe out there, you know, and obviously if you get some good meds, if that's the case.
I want to give a quick shout out to Johnny Crypto. He said, hey, you guys, love the show and what you're doing. If you ever need anything or help growing your channel, I'd love to help. You're both refreshingly honest. Thank you. We appreciate that. You know, shoot us a tweet or an email, and then we can connect and talk. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it's always good to talk. Yeah, just DM us. That's another good way on Twitter, or you can DM me or Jeff. I live more on Twitter than Jeff does. I'm a little bit. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I'm a little more.
You're a little more engaged.
I hang on there a little bit more than you do, but that's okay. You hang out in the articles and find good stuff to talk about. So it's a good sort of a mix. And you know, look, I mean. Quite honestly, the easiest way that you can
what was that? Oh, What are we marketing?
I hate that they
Just
throw
put-
that stuff up there, but you guys just go ahead and, obviously you can subscribe and click that notification bell, but then you just share it with people too, I'll throw our Twitter up there. There's our Twitter. So we're just @on the chain with underscore underneath each word, @on the chain. So that's go follow us if you're not following us there. But look, I mean, the best way to support us is to share it, man. That's the best way. We went through our slowest growth spurt of all time in August. I think we picked up like 300 subs, which was the lowest it's been. Yeah, it's the slowest ever. Usually it's 800 to 1,000. But yeah, it was like, and then on top of like some of the misfoil, like Jeff couldn't do the show, but then I couldn't cover for him because obviously I was in recovery mode. So
that's quite all right. I had a good meeting on Thursday. I had a good meeting on Saturday. We had a good workshop Saturday and Sunday. Hodl here saying every time you watch OTC, you are 1 hour closer to XRP Moon. That's right. 1 hour closer. The hour goes by quick. The beauty of it is that we actually stream 6 days a week, Sunday through Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tonight, Sunday, tomorrow, beginning of the week, Monday, we'll be back here. Same place, same time, same channel.
Doing it again.
Only here on the chain.
Yeah, guys, thank you for all the well wishes. Really appreciate it. And guys, we'll see you tomorrow night. See you on the next one. Chip and Jeff out.
Are you down with OTC? Please like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when the next video drops.